Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be showing you how to melt your lace without using the bald cap method. Right now, I just have a freshly washed wig on my head. I just put some clips on it to get the hairs in the front out of my way. I plucked my part a little bit better, and I did that on my wig head stand. So, especially if you're a beginner with, or even if you've been doing this for a while, I feel that it's easier to use these little clips to get all the loose hairs out of my way. But what I like to use over anything else is the Got2b Glued Spray. I use Bold Hold and I don't like that, even though you can go an entire week without having to worry about your lace lifting. But the only thing with that is to get it off, it takes forever to get off. And you have to use like 90% alcohol to get it off. And also it leaves like a gummy film on the lace, and you have to be extremely careful when you're pulling that off. Because if not, you'll pull out the baby hairs, and eventually over time your baby hairs are just going to be non-existent and your wig is going to start looking thin and thin and thin. So, and it just takes way too long, unless I was going on like vacation to like the Bahamas or something and I wanted to make sure it was water resistant, glued down, don't gotta worry about it, then I will use the Bold Hold with the bald cap method. But if not, I'm using this. When I first started wearing wigs, I was using the black Got2b gel, and that completely bleached my hairline. So everywhere where I had applied it, it was now officially lighter than the rest of my skin. And it took like a couple months with wearing no wigs whatsoever for the natural sunlight to go in and get it back to its normal color. And no, it wasn't just like a tan from wearing wigs for a certain amount of time, because I've been wearing wigs using this just as long as I was wearing the wigs with the Got2b. And even my wig cap, the lace itself was bleached a lighter color than the rest of the wig cap because of the black Got2b glue. So I do not use that at all. I just use this. If you take your time and melt your lace how I'm about to show you, you can go about 3 to 4 days with this. And I haven't tried this while going to the gym, so I don't know if that might take away a couple of days, but I can use this for a couple days and not have to worry about it lifting, or there might just be 1 or 2 areas that lifts and I just have to touch that up in the morning. Takes like 5 minutes to do. And then you have to make sure that you tie your lace down before you go to bed, because moving around in the bed and stuff will definitely start to lift it up. So I just shake it up. I like to use a metal rat tail comb, and then this was a rat tail comb that was so cheap, all the bristles eventually broke off, but I like to use this surface of it as well. And because when I use this surface with the bristles, sometimes the hair gets caught in it. This, I can just go like this and none of the hairs are gonna get caught in the bristles. So I use both of these with the Got2b, and then I use my blow dryer and I set it on the medium setting. I don't do it cold and I don't do it hot. And I also blow it on the first level, and then I only use the medium heat to do that. The satin bonnet I got from the hair store is probably like $2. This is something super quick. I used to use a very small silk, it was actually at the tie around for a robe, and I was using that, but trying to like get it around and tie it, and it's so long, got a double knot. I ain't got the time. I like this. It's super quick. It stays on all night and it has a Velcro, so I don't gotta worry about trying to tie it. So I'm gonna be spraying on my skin and also on the wig cap itself. So let me just shake it up again. And I highly recommend for like doing your makeup or doing stuff like this, I use 2 mirrors. I have a regular giant mirror right here, and then directly in front of me, I have a 5X mirror. These are super great because you don't have to be very close to them in order to have that magnified effect. So with me standing right here, my mirror is, I don't know how far that is, like a foot in front of me, and I can still see. Like I just have to lean in just a little bit. So I highly recommend a 5X zoom. I want to get a bigger one. This one's super small. I'm just tucking in my hair, right? And it's important while you're doing this, you have to be quick with tapping down the glue because it starts to drip down your forehead. And I do 2 layers of this. So my dog really waits till now that I'm recording to want to have to get off my bed, and she can't jump on her own. But anyways, now that I have that sprayed, I'm gonna do the heat for just a little bit so it gets a little tacky, and then I'm gonna do a second layer. And I did not speed that part up. That is literally how long I do it for, and it's already pretty much dry and tacky, exactly where you want it to be. So now I'm gonna do a second layer. And if I didn't already say this, the reason why I'm getting it partly on the wig cap is so that the wig cap doesn't scoot back. And I'm just trying to wipe up as I go. And of course, it's not going to come down this far, but it's better to be safe than sorry, because you can clean up the residue afterwards versus having to try to lay it on and then now the very front of it, you can't glue it down because you didn't spray enough. So I make sure to spray more of an area than needed. And now I'm going to touch over it again. That I literally just did for a couple seconds because I'm gonna do the rest once I scoot the wig forward. It's a little tight just because obviously I just washed this wig. So there's days where I just wash the lace and it's super easy to put back on, but because I completely washed it and it's dried down, it's a little tight when I first put it on. So I'm stretching each side out so that it's laying flat right now. And then you gotta kind of push it down some with your nail or your finger just to get it down somewhat. And then once I feel like it can stay on its own, I'm gonna grab my comb and press it down even further. Obviously, this would be much easier if you had someone to help you. But I'm just using my nails to kind of push it down. And now that I know for the most part that it's gonna stay, I'm about to do it now with the rat tail. Okay, So now that I've gotten the majority of it down, I'm gonna try my best to get these little hairs out of the way, because now we're gonna go in depth even further with some more glue. I'm gonna lightly spray so that it's more so getting on just the lace and my skin versus the hair itself. And as I'm spraying, I'm just pressing it down with my fingers. So now that I feel that the front is secure, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the sides. And same thing, I'm gonna do this area twice as well. And I make sure to have a rag so I can wipe off my fingers so it's not, or my face if I need to. Alright, so now this side will be easier to manage. So I'm gonna blow dry it a little bit, and then while I'm still blow drying it, I'm going to start to push it down. And that's why this is so great when it comes to laying your lace down, because it's a wider area and you can get a better area of your lace. So when it comes to the ear parts, I always leave extra so that I can make sure it's secure, because I have, like I said, naturally long sideburns or whatever. So I want to make sure I lay it down. And I'm about to hit that area one more time, just getting your hair out of the way. Okay. And so the key, again, to not only leaving yourself extra space for your edges, gosh, get behind my ear. So it is over my actual hair, but this doesn't like rip my hair out. Like I have not yet to notice like thinning hair. And what I'm gonna do, since it is all nothing but lace right here, I'm gonna spray right on top of that and really push it into my skin and drag it down. And that makes sure there is no pieces lifted up and it just looks completely seamless. And right now, like even like when I turn my head to the side, you cannot tell a separation between my skin to the lace. Like it's completely blended in. And I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna try to zoom in if I can. But right here, it's like a whitish goop that sometimes happens with this glue, and it's like up here too. But once I add foundation and stuff and clean up, because part of this is my skin, once I clean that up with a Q-tip and some alcohol, that'll completely be gone. what I like to do now that everything is secure, sometimes, or I'll go back around and like go like this and see if anything lifts up. If not, then I know that everything is secure, everything is laying down, because one little area starts to lift, it all starts to lift. So I have 91% alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and I'm gonna take a Q-tip because it's more precise. I got my Q-tip. I'm just gonna dip it in. And you see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like kind of shiny in some areas. That's the leftover spray. And I'm just gonna go over that. And being careful to not really touch the lace itself and just my skin. Okay, now that I've feel like I've gotten enough of it off, take all these clips out. And I don't know, maybe it's just laziness, or maybe it's just how I feel with straight hair versus super curly hair, but I don't really care to do the baby hairs. But if you were to do your baby hairs, you have to wait a little bit, because if you try to do your baby hairs, it's gonna lift the lace up. So either way, you gotta do this step. I like to do this just as another sure method to secure it down. And I make sure to wear this while I'm in the shower, because if steam starts to lift the lace up, this is keeping it down. So once the lace dries, once you get out the shower and it's no longer like steamy in the bathroom, then it'll dry back down. But if not, you have a chance of potentially lifting your lace completely up. And I like to kind of look down because the wig is like pretty heavy right now because it's wet. And I don't want any tension. So I make sure to get under my ears. And this is what she's looking like. So like I said, I don't really thin out my edges, so there's nothing to notice there. But everything is completely glued down. So I wanted to show my shirt because it is so cute. I got this off of Amazon like at the end of October, actually. It's been a few months. But look how cute this is. Like, it's so cute. So, yeah, I think that's it. I didn't really do nothing to this hair, like I said. So thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry it's been so long. I hope that I can keep whipping out videos for you guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Like, share, tell your friends to come watch. I kind of feel like Big Bird in this. Just get my Big Bird on. But yeah, show my page some love, please. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.